This is Nico Losado podcast. I want to welcome Keenyah Hill to my podcast.
Hi.
I'm glad that you accepted my invitation to come here.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm honored to be here.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. I know that you are a model coach, a pose. You are also teaching people how to pose, a lot of different things, and you also having an adventure of being a mother agent as well. And so, I'm gonna let you introduce yourself.
Yes. Hello, kitties. My name is Keenyah, and a lot of you may recognize me from America's Next Top Model, Cycle 4, okay? OG, vintage. She's vintage.
Vintage.
Okay. But yes, I've been modeling for the last 18 years. And for the last 8 years, I have been a model mentor. So pretty much I take aspiring models and I teach them every single thing that they need to know in order to get signed by a modeling agency, how to pose in front of the camera, how to be confident, how to build your social media brand, and so much more. So much more.
Yeah. Okay, so what are you where are you based right now? So people that want to know where are you based, where can they find you? They want to stalk you a little bit.
So I'm based in Miami, but I'm about to move back to my hometown, LA.
I didn't know you're from LA.
Yeah, LA West Coast. Okay,
really?
West side.
Girl, I
Yeah.
hate LA.
Why?
I hate it so much. I mean, LA is pretty.
It's
It's the people.
It's the people.
It's the people.
It's the
Fuck,
people
it's
who
the
move
fucking-
there.
Okay.
It's not the people
and they
from
put on this
there.
persona.
Exactly, because everybody wants to be somebody there.
I'm from LA. My dad drives a Porsche and a Jaguar.
Yeah, that's the voice.
Okay.
That's exactly the voice. But I do want to say that although I'm in Miami, my services are available virtually. So if someone wants to do a post coaching session with me, they can do it virtually. We would do it via FaceTime, Google, Skype, something like that. Or they can fly to Miami, have a little work pleasure trip.
Get a little beach, get a little sun, learn how to walk, learn how to pose.
Exactly.
What is the best way to get in contact with you? Is the email, DM you, call if you want to?
So you can DM me. However, if you DM me, I will definitely refer you to the website, which is findyourlighttoday.com.
Okay.
Okay. And then you'll just fill out the form under my book a session page. And I will be calling you for a consultation. I do my consultations myself.
Okay, so she's professional. Also, so with your service, so when are you moving to LA? So they can know when in November. So they need to come to LA actually now.
They will come to LA. However, there will be a little bit of time. I'm not sure when you're going to put this up, but there will be a little period of time. So if somebody would rather come to Miami and get an in-person pose coaching session side by side showing you how to kill it, then you can contact me for Miami.
I might need, I think I'm great at posing. I like to think so.
Do you? I've seen your pictures.
Oh, no.
I've seen them selfies. Their body is banging.
No. I can walk a decent. I can't teach girls how to walk. It's so hard. What is the proper way to walk as a girl? If you can just tell us without showing us.
For sure. So that's a really great question. It really depends on the girl's walk. It also depends on where your weight falls, where you distribute your weight. So are you a heavy walker? Do you straighten your leg and lock your knee out when you are taking a step? Do you step down onto the ball of your foot, or do you step down onto underneath your toes? So all of those things matter. And so especially if you're trying to get into runway, be very careful, especially if you live in New York. There are so many, anybody can rent a studio space and call themselves a runway coach. However, if they've never walked in New York Fashion Week, Paris Fashion Week, you may want to be very careful with who you're getting your coaching from, because you can't learn one way there's not one technique that applies to every model.
Yeah, of course.
Everybody walks differently, so it's going to be different for curve girls. It's going to be different for girls who are bow-legged, not bow-legged, but it depends on the shape of your legs. Some people goes out, some people goes in. Exactly. So you want to be very careful. Okay, because I've seen on the gram all kinds of just random people who are just calling themselves coaches, and they need to be credible. So just make sure you know where you're getting your facts. Yeah.
So actually, do you also teach boys how to walk as well?
Oh,
just
absolutely.
Is it easier or hard? I mean, obviously, they don't have to wear heels.
It's easier. It's easier to coach men because men are already masculine.
Yeah.
However, you put a girl in a pair of heels, and femininity can go out the window.
Oh no, I've seen it. I mean, some of the tallest, best girls I've ever found for a runway suck on the runway. Like they suck at walking initially. You know, I've had short people that can like kill a walk, and I'm like, a 5'7" girl is like killing her runway walk.
Yeah.
You put a 5'10" girl that's like the perfect body of what a client's looking for, and they walk like dudes like in heels, and I'm like, oh my god, like how did you want to do this and you didn't even try to practice?
Right. Yeah, for sure. But also what's confusing is that the walks have changed over the years. The walks have changed crazy. Excuse me. I think that if we were in the Tyra Naomi era, that we'd have, first of all, I wish that's still where we were, because that's like every single model had a different personality coming down the runway. They had their own little like je ne sais quoi, you know what I mean? But a lot of girls, I think, today would be more successful if that's how we were able to do it on the runway. Like have a little curve, have a little turn.
Oh yeah, so you did get away with a little bit more. Like, now it's like very
walk to the beat. Now it's just
zombie statue.
It's zombie. It's not moving really. It's really, really blank face. It's no like that woman sass. Like when I started getting into fashion, like, oh my God, this is before Top Model. This is
How old were you?
When I first started getting into, so the reason why I'm even modeling is because I had a really low self-esteem. I grew up in a white neighborhood in California. Palmdale. Shout out to Palmdale if anybody knows Palmdale.
I know how California is in general.
Right?
So.
And so I grew up there, and then my mom, when I got to 6th grade, my mom was like, my kids are not black enough. So she moved us to LA. And so we moved to LA, and I was bullied so badly because just culturally, I was really into school. I was not into, first of all, I was skinny as no. Can I curse on this thing?
Yeah, you can curse.
Okay.
I curse all the damn time.
So I didn't have like any of that, and by the time I made it to junior high and high school, I was bullied really, really badly, had really low self-esteem, and so I started to adore other slim, tall women.
That's rare.
Supermodels. Supermodels, and then my obsession with and love for fashion came later, but I was really obsessed with the way you could watch a fashion show and get chills. I don't know if that happens to you.
It don't happen anymore.
Yeah.
I don't really get that anymore back in the day. Some days I thought, ooh, damn, she really made me feel something.
You see somebody really, you feel something.
It's like maybe 2 people in the show that may still have that oomph about them. The rest are just like, I'm just here.
Exactly.
My feet hurt, you know.
Yeah, but that's why I even got into fashion.
That's amazing.
Because of that feeling and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I think to answer your question about like runway models and stuff today, it's different. It's very, very different.
Yeah, it's very short-lived. The clients, it's very short-lived.
You know what? I want to ask you a question.
Okay, oh my God.
Can I ask you a question? Because this is something I've been talking about for a very long time. I'm upset about it, and I really want to know your opinion. Okay, I really want to know your opinion. You gotta keep it real.
I'm ready.
Why is it that for high fashion modeling, the only women of color that are hired are of African descent?
You know what? That is the thing. Honestly, it is so hard for black girls of color that are American to actually get on these hot runways. The hardest thing for boys as well these days as well. I don't know. I know for the guys, it started during pandemic because American boys could not go over to Europe during the time, so they started pulling from Africa and using those boys, and then that became this really popular thing that all the boys and girls are actually from African descent. Like not African descent, they are actually from Africa that are on every top runway. The American black girls have no chance really, and I don't know what is going on.
No chance. So let's talk about it a little bit, shall we?
No, yeah, we can.
I want to know.
I want to know as well.
Well, because it was a hard pill for me to swallow. No one told me. This was just after years of being in the industry, of me just like using my eyeballs, traveling, and seeing what's going on. But it's been way before I don't know about men really, but for women. Alec Weck. That was the only black supermodel that I knew other than Naomi Campbell. And what grinds my gears, pisses me off, is that if you do see a black woman of color or a model of color who does look like she could be like Black American, like not African.
Yeah.
She's British.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
She's
That's
British.
True. All of them are British, or like none of them are from America.
But like you can't. Yeah. So American models can really only do commercial.
It's commercial stuff nowadays. Yeah, especially with heavy.
Rude.
It's
very rude, fashion industry.
And as agents, we follow what the clients like. So
Right.
anytime I find like American girl of color, I'm like, you may not get to the runways that you really want. That's not commercial, kind of commercial, because they're kind of taken by all the girls that are from Sweden or the UK or actually Africa. Like all of the girls of color are actually from there. Even if you see some of the girls from UK look very ordinary. Until you hear them talking like, oh, that's why you're in this show. Because I'm like, bitch, how you are so basic? How the fuck you get in this show? You're in every show. Then I hear I'm from Sweden. And I'm like, of course you are.
Right.
You know, but it is something I am curious about. And why is it? Maybe it's just a trend. Yeah. Hopefully it doesn't last. Hopefully it's not a 10-year trend.
It's been since at least the 80s.
Yeah,
honestly. It's been since the 80s.
Yeah, I can't name anyone.
Maybe in the 80s they were maybe a little bit more diverse, but like after Tyra's era,
after Tyra, I can't think of any models of color that are American.
So what I heard, I went to a panel with some very big agents on the panel. I don't know if you remember Cicely Lopez, but her sister was on the panel. She was an agent at Wilhelmina. And someone got up and asked the question, which I was like, yes, somebody asked the question, because I didn't have the courage. So somebody got up and said, why is it that you guys only hire foreign, Black women for high fashion? Are Black American women not exotic enough?
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there like, yeah.
So what was her answer, though?
Her answer
I'm listening.
Was horrible. And she said, oh, well, it's because the women from overseas are sample size. Which, there's a but
it's like you still can find some American girls that are sample size. They still don't have a chance, though, for some reason.
Yes, but then I did have a conversation, actually recently, with a very old-time photographer who gave me, the full tea. And a lot of it is that these models from overseas, first of all, these agents can go to Russia. It's not even just the Black models. They're going to these countries where these models are dying to be in America. Yeah. They would do anything to be here.
They're going to say yes to everything.
Yeah, so if they want to not eat, they're already at the point before their metabolism changes. So they're already thin. They're already young and thin. But they're willing to do anything. So if they need to be thinner or whatever.
They are. That is true. They are very, I don't use the word desperate, but what other words are there that?
In dire need.
In dire need to, get from their area. That may make sense, but it's still shouldn't make it with every model.
Yeah.
Every single one, though.
What's upsetting about it is that the fashion industry definitely has a responsibility of setting the beauty standard.
They do.
And so if, as a culture, if the whole entire modeling industry is like, okay, now we're more inclusive. We can have curvier girls now. Okay, we've got Fenty brand. Now look at all these shades of black. But we we all these shades represented in high fashion luxury spaces. We don't. And Black Americans, if anything, are buying all of it. You know what I'm saying?
That is true that we do spend the most money on this shit.
On the stuff. And so it's just representation. I want to be able to walk into a store like Fendi or whatever and see a girl who is a black, like a sister, like a Black American.
From Wyoming, Delaware, or somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, where those girls at?
Exactly.
No, I do wonder that. I did notice on the girls, but I also it just took over from the guy side. So that's when I really noticed because obviously I wasn't around doing the 80s or 90s. I was a little baby. But I did notice with the guys. I'm like, damn, I always tell unfortunately, I'm very blunt and honest with my models. Like my American boys of color, I'd be like, the Paris and Milan agencies might not sign you because right now only people on those runways are actually African people or people that's actually not from America. You going out there and having a chance to get in those shows are very hard.
Very hard.
I have one American boy. He is African, but he's born in America. But he kind of got in good with the good clients the window before they only start using them. But he can also blend in there as well. But other than that, it's quite hard. Unless you have this gimmick or something. You guys tattoos on your face or some stupid hair color that's not your natural.
Exactly. And that's why sometimes when models tell me about, what about Winnie Harlow? She's Black American.
I'm like,
do you realize that she has been alive now?
She has a unique trait about herself.
Feature and it's beautifully symmetrical
in the same spot.
That's like a unique thing. So that's why she got in there.
Like that doesn't count. Like
it doesn't
they
count.
Gotta understand that doesn't count.
Doesn't count.
Yes, but I don't understand. Maybe someone be able to in the comments to answer this question. Maybe they could just be a question. Or maybe like, I don't know, like a forum.
Or I would love to know, have you guys noticed this, especially if you're trying to get into the modeling industry? You need to understand the industry you're trying to get into. This should be something, especially if you're of color, that you've observed already. And if you haven't, go pick up a magazine and then come holla at us in the comments.
Well, she said what she said. Period. So what is one of your favorite designers, if you have one?
Designers? Question. Okay, so in terms of simplicity and chicness, which I like it when you can buy a designer piece and you can wear it multiple different ways. Okay. So Alexander Wang is a really good one to me. For like little pieces. For key little pieces. Don't judge. Don't judge.
I'm not judging. I'm not a judger.
Don't judge me. I want to know yours too. Who are some other designers? Who's some other designers that I love? I love Stella McCartney. I love.
You going old school? Okay.
Kind of old school, kind of. These are Stellas. We got a little Stella moment going on. Yeah.
It's a UK brand, though, right?
I'm sorry?
She's from the UK,
yeah,
right?
I think so, yeah.
Most of the shows happen.
She does great collaborations. She does great collaborations. So fitness collaborations with Adidas or like whoever. That's also really, really good.
Got one more.
I'm obsessed with Christian Dior. Obsessed.
I've had girls walk Christian Dior. It's beautiful. It's elegant. It's beautiful and it's elegant. I love the stuff, but sometimes it can look repetitive. Like when I'm watching the show, when I'm watching the shows, only when I'm watching the shows. I don't know what the store is. When I'm watching the shows, I'm just like, this could be the same dress from last season.
For me, I'm talking. So it's. I understand that. Yeah. I'm also talking about though as a consumer.
Okay, as a consumer.
I'm talking about quality.
Quality, girl clothes, girl. I'm a boy. Christian Dior is girl clothes. She thinking about her wearing dresses and blouses. This might be a blouse, honestly.
You might want a good bag.
You know, I got a big bag.
Like the big tote bags.
I guess, girl.
You got stuff? You got a laptop?
So my favorites are, let me see. Right now it's Diesel. Okay, Diesel.
Diesel's making a cute little Diesel.
Okay, I don't know if I can say this. Saint Laurent is one of my favorite ones. Okay. And a third. Who makes me wet? Who makes me wet right now? Malachi, you know me. Like, who's making me moist these days when I look at their shows? Oh my God, I don't know. Who? Say it. Oh, I can't say that one. You're right. You know,
if you're talking about shows.
I'm talking about Balenciaga. You know what? Balenciaga, I know. Well, you said Alexander Wang, so you gonna be in the same boat.
Okay. So wait, you're saying best designer or who shows?
You know what? Clothes that like me, or not their shows, like their clothes I would actually wear. Like stuff I actually buy.
Yeah, gotcha.
You know, their shows, but stuff I actually like, I will wear this, or like sometimes my style is inspired by, because Balenciaga is really expensive. It's a really expensive brand. I noticed
they do have, and they do great accessories. Their accessories are great.
Is it?
Great, their necklaces and stuff.
So I don't worry to buy accessories that much, because most accessories in luxury places don't come in gold.
They have a lot of silver.
I'm like, there's always some silver shit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't wear silver.
It's tacky.
Yeah.
In case you guys didn't know, especially if you're black. It's tacky.
Yeah, right. So I'm wearing nothing but gold, so the accessory part is just not an interest of mine. I also like Alexander McQueen as well.
Yes. Okay.
I do like them as well. Their store never has the stuff that I see online, but one of my favorites.
Okay.
So that's one of my things.
I like that.
So when is the last time you went to a show? Showed your face, like, I'm here.
Well, the last time I went to a show was to support one of my light keepers, because my business is Find Your Light. The company is called Find Your Light. So my clients are all light keepers, and so I had several models walking in Miami Swim Week, and so. I attended their shows, cute little front row situation, and watch my kids. And then I walked this last.
Did you?
Week. Yeah, it was fabulous. Look at my Instagram. Hello?
I do look at your Instagram. I ain't no stalker though. She think I'm out here
No,
stalking
we have
her.
lives. We have lives to live.
Right, I'm like, let's see what she doing all day. Where she at? I'm gonna show up. I'm about to stalk her after this. The last show I went to in person, when the fuck was this?
Celine.
Was that the last one? Celine. No, I think, when was Tommy Hilfiger show with?
That was before.
What was it? Tommy Hilfiger show when they used plus size boys. I had a one of the first plus size boys that walked Tommy Hilfiger. Well, actual big runway ever. This was.
Was it the one where Zendaya was in it?
No.
Was a bigger show?
It was in New York. It was raining that day too. I remember it was raining. I feel like it wasn't in January.
I feel like the Celine show came after.
Celine show came in December of last year. I don't know which one. Tommy Hilfiger and Celine. That was last shows I went to. Honestly, I went to Celine because I had 4 boys in the show. I confirmed. Had 4 boys. That was amazing. It was a women's show. And then Tommy Hilfiger, I had 2 boys. I had a plus size boy and I had another boy that is from Idaho and he loves potatoes. And Caleb, I'm talking about you. So it was the last show I went to. And it was nice. You know, but I don't always go to shows. I'm very like, I'm gonna stay at my house and watch it from my phone.
I used to go to all the shows. Like I quickly got over walking in the shows and like started, especially like after America's Next Top Model.
Yeah.
Once I moved to New York, I just started attending the shows because I love a good show. Like sit, turn the lights down low, give me some music. That literally gives me goosebumps watching fashion shows.
Really?
Yeah, like I'm
I
obsessed.
don't get wet like that.
I'm obsessed.
For me I have to do all this talking to these people an hour before the show actually starts. The show never starts on time.
Oh, never.
It says 5 o'clock, starts at 6. So I'm sitting around waiting, the lights go down. I'm still waiting for 40 minutes for the show to start. And guess how long the show is? The show was 15 minutes. I'm like, that's it? I gotta go? Like, so they walk and I'm like, okay, I'm out. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, I could have watched this from my phone eating a bag of Dorito chips.
It's not the same. It's not the same. It lights me up. But I think it's connected to that childhood.
Yes.
Like, admiration of like these big confident women. You know what I mean? So I think.
But they don't have that energy anymore. That's the thing about it. It's like I only go to, if I have a lot of people in the show, I will go to it. You know, I only watch shows with my models in it. Let's start there. If I don't have a model in the show, I'm not watching it. Yeah. So if I have a lot of models in the show, I'm like, I'm gonna make my way to go there. You know, like monumental things. Like Louis Vuitton was the first show I actually went to, one where Virgil died, because I had 4 people in the show, and one of them I booked directly myself.
No way.
So the show was already, the boys were already there for the show 2 days before he actually died. And people thought they had the show because he died. They were already in Miami practicing, and then he died 2 days before the actual show. And so me and my friend booked our flight to go to Miami when we heard that, because we was like, wow, that's crazy. And we wanted to go to support our models. And yeah, my friend had 5, I had 4 boys in the show, and it was beautiful. So it was the first show I actually went to.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
You're really doing it. Like, that's awesome.
Thank you. So that was
awesome.
the first show I actually went to. Also the first concert I actually went to as well.
Wow.
Erykah Badu was performing.
Mean?
Like,
You've
I don't
never
do
been to a concert. I'm not a concert girl.
I don't like people on my back, my shoulders and stuff.
Me.
Like, yes, so it's like a no for me. But the concert was like right around the corner from the.
Got you.
So I'm like, we gonna go, I guess. My stomach was hurting. Erykah Badu was having too much fun with her blunts and her drinks, and Kid Cudi was doing his thing, I guess. I found out everyone was short. I did find out
everybody's short.
Everybody's tiny. Short. Offset is tiny. The other one name is tiny. Kid Cudi is little as
People should know. Maybe people don't know how tall you are, because we're tall.
I'm tall. I'm 6'1.5".
Period. And I'm and I'm 5'11". And then with a good is giving me a good 6'3".
I'm always gonna have a boot, so I'm always gonna be like 6'3".
Exactly.
So everyone was so tiny. I was like, oh my god, like
that's the thing.
So it's a regular thing. So that's what I found out from the concerts, and I still didn't like it. I actually left very early. I was like, Uber, going back to my hotel.
The shows used to be incredible back in the day.
I see the clips, and I'm like, where was I?
Incredible. The first few shows that I used to go to, front row, obviously. Anna Sui, Zach Posen, Marc Jacobs, the Blondes. The Blondes actually
they still do. They do really cute.
Job. They still, it's a curated.
It is like
show,
it is,
right?
and the garments make sense.
Yes, for sure. And it's exciting. They let the girls have a walk. Have
they
some
do.
kind of personality.
They actually do kind of give you that old vintage type
Yeah.
of like it's theatrical, but it still has like yes.
I want to get back to that.
I think is Blondes having a show this season?
I think so.
They have a
They
show
do it
every
every
fucking season.
Yeah.
They do it, but even like Paris Hilton and stuff in there, right? I think she walked in the last one.
Mm-hmm. And they're fabulous. They're really nice.
I just heard of them 2 years ago. But it's only a women's show, right?
Yeah.
I'm a guy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm not the type of gay to wear dresses and stuff. So I shop in the men's section. What's nothing wrong with shopping the girl? You know, this is the girl's shirt, so I'm gonna shut the fuck up. Actually, I was over here type of line. I got this from where was I? In California. It was in the boys section, but it's actually a girl shirt. Okay.
All right.
My friend was with me, so he was gonna tell me anyway.
That was good. So what?
It's
I
all
mean,
holy
people who
shit.
know how to dress, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you know how to dress, it doesn't matter. So
what is your plans? What are your future plans? Like in a year? Like what is your goals?
Well, honestly, so my main thing is really helping as many aspiring models as I possibly can, helping them get signed, helping them really understand the modeling industry and build their confidence. Like that's my main thing. And so currently right now, I have tons and tons of clients and I'm traveling, I'm on a tour. And so I'm coming around, I'm shooting digis. I didn't know which one I was going to say, but digis. And so I'm going to Sacramento, LA, Chicago, Houston. And so like I have different times. So also if you would like for me to come to your city, you can let me know. And then if I get enough requests for that city, I'll be coming through.
That's beautiful.
And so that and doing workshops. And so I'm taking this thing worldwide.
Well, I love that.
We're going worldwide because there's nobody coming to help us. There's nobody coming to save us. And modeling is just as valid of a career as any other career.
Yeah,
however, with modeling, you can't just get a degree in modeling and be on the cover of Vogue.
Well, some people say you can get a degree from these model schools and stuff. They be giving them certificates and stuff.
Total joke.
Like,
a total scam.
They give them certificates and say, you are now a model. And they come to me like, I have a certificate. Can I apply your agency? And I'm like, no, darling, you cannot.
But that's the thing. That's what I want to do. I want to help people understand, first of all, we have to be realistic. Right. It's not it's too many people or aspiring models who are not being realistic, and I'll be the first. Oh my God, girl!
You know what? You know what word you use that just like touched me? Realistic. That's my favorite word, and I want more people to be realistic. Like you have to be realistic. Honestly.
Have to. So. If it comes down to how you're styling your hair, if it comes down to sizes, if it comes down to your height, look at these agencies. What kind of models do they have? You know what I'm saying? Like we can't just say, or we can't have jacked up teeth and come in and say, oh, I want to model so bad, but my teeth are jacked up. What should I do? Fix your teeth.
No, let's talk about skin. Now, skin can be fixed, but if you're aspiring to be a model, you don't have to have perfect skin, but tolerable, good skin. I'm going to use the word good, not great. Good skin is a start. I get a lot of people that come to me and say, I want to be a model, and their skin is unfavorable. So I'm like, if you know this is what models are supposed to at least have, should you focus on that before you submit to me? Because first impressions are everything. So maybe if I see you with your good skin, I might be like, oh. But seeing you with the unfavorable skin does not help your case. They want to wait till you sign them. They're like, okay, if you sign me, I'll fix it. What? If I sign you, you're going to fix it? Yeah. Fix it now.
Fix it now.
Fix it for yourself.
Fix it now. Because
at
direct modeling, direct modeling agencies will tell you before they sign you. It doesn't work like that.
It doesn't work like that.
Get it together and then present yourself.
Yeah. So a lot of models think like, okay, if you sign me, I'll do it. I get that so often. Like even facial hair. If you're under 23 as a male, having facial hair is not going to work on the runway. If you only person you see on the runway is Alton Mason with facial hair. You don't apply to him. You're not on the same level. Don't worry about that. They're like, oh, if you sign me, I'll cut it. I don't know what you look like. I need to see you without it. I need to see you without the facial hair. And we go from there. There's so many guys that I've met that had facial hair, and I'm like, you're all right. They shave it. I'm like, oh my God, you're stunning. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, change. But you should come already ready. No, that's so true. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready, babes.
Can I say something? Oh. These lace fronts, these wigs, They gotta go. And it's something that we shouldn't even have to say at this point, but some girls don't realize. And like, if you are a woman of color, okay, these agencies want to see you look black. They want to see us look like us. So we can't walk in, or we can't have a portfolio with a short blonde bob and then a long red one going down, mermaid, and then like, it's unrealistic. It's very unrealistic.
A lot of times I get girls that are so beautiful, and they portfolios have wigs in them with the baby hairs of baby hairs going down their back and earlobes.
Right.
And I'm like, that's not really gonna work, right? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, just take it in, like, even get cornrows, even box braids are acceptable these days.
Box braids or cornrows?
Cornrows or anything, or your afro or your natural hair, just without the extra shit in it. But the wigs, the balding lace fronts, just do not work. And the camera is mean sometimes. The camera catches it. The camera catches it really harshly. So I'm just like, when I'm looking at your phone, I'm looking at your lace front. So you please just take it off. Please. So
that's facts though. That's real.
Come on, your potential is there, but you're really just it up.
Yeah.
Cause I don't know how many times they've seen a runway with girls with lace fronts on. I don't know what runways. They like, I want to walk for Prada and Chanel. I'm like, if you watch those shows, have you ever seen a lace front?
Now, sometimes they do, but it's always going to be an exception. It's either going to be Naomi or Winnie. Yep. Winnie's the only other person
there's only two
that
people.
They put a lace front on. Everybody else is either shaved off,
natural,
or natural curls, and it's not straightened either. It's not like pressed, flat ironed, and this length, like, right? Yeah, it's like more natural.
It's more natural. Now, Tommy Hilfiger in that show I watched, they did have them girls on some lace fronts that they just sat on their heads. And I don't know if I can say that or not, but they just sat them on their heads just like that. And they was walking by just like, but it's rare that happens, that they're sitting on lace front on your head.
Yeah, that's for a thing. You know how I learned about the hair thing? It took years. This took years. 'Cause I used to stay with a sew-in.
Yeah. Oh, girl, they're going to take that out.
Stay with a sew-in. But, a lot of these agencies, I think that not only do they not have to tell you anything, but it's a cultural barrier. It's a difference.
Okay.
Some people who are not of color may not feel comfortable saying to you, your wig don't look good, or is that a wig, or why are you wearing a lace front? They don't even know these terms.
Right.
So I went to France because for a long time I was like having issues with, like, after Top Model, I had issues with trying to get signed to an agency, and nobody was telling me the tea. Like,
they're never going to tell you.
I'm 5'11", like I have face, like what's going on? But finally went to France and to Paris, and I had a meeting with an agent. They had shut the whole agency down and like had me come in for a meeting and stuff. And he said to me, and I had a good snatch lace front too, long brown, long gray. I was feeling it.
Oh my God.
And he said to me, "Why are you wearing our hair?" Our hair. And I said, and it gagged me, but you how they do in France, like, they just say it,
Right.
He wasn't trying to offend me, he was trying to help me.
Yeah.
And he said, if we wanted to have that for a job, we'll put that on you at the job.
Yes.
But we want to see you natural. You'd look better if you just shaved your hair off.
Yeah.
As soon as I landed back in New York, I cut all my hair off. And it's just been...
So it always takes that person to say it. I'm a person that says exactly what you need to know, but a lot of people avoid it. They were just like, if you just said no, but me, I'm like, it's a wig, girl. It's a wig. Literally, right. I give advice to anybody because I do want to help. So I was in Zara yesterday, and this girl that came to one of my virtual lives, beautiful black girls from Miami, like dark skin, beautiful, had like blonde finger waves. She came up to me and she was like, "Oh my God, aren't you Nico?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Lie, whatever." She's like, "Don't you remember?" I was like, "Yeah, from a virtual live." She was like, "Well, I'm here to meet agencies and stuff on." I'm like, "Girl, you have too much makeup on. Take it off." I say, "Take this off. You got too much makeup on." I was like, she had a lot going on. I'm like, if you're going to these agencies, she's beautiful. I'm like, but you can't, if this is how you walk around every day, fine. But when you go to your agencies and your castings, blank canvas. I had to give her that advice because I did think she had potential, but she might have already met too many agencies too dolled up. She was very dolled up, like as if she was fucking on her regular day. I'm like, what the hell? But beautiful girl. So I want to see her without all the eyelashes and the extra Fenty Beauty foundation. And I think
that... Why are you dogging out Fenty? I dogged him out earlier too?
No, I was just saying, like, her makeup looked good. It was just like it was counterproductive to what she was trying to achieve.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that's all I wanted to let her know. Is like, girl, you like 5'10", but I think she already won those chances. If she watching that, girl, that's on you.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And you know what? That applies to your photo shoots that you're booking too.
Yes.
Stop letting these makeup artists and these amateur photographers, because if you think about it like this, if you, let's say you're an aspiring model and you think because every model believes they just need to build their portfolio for an eternity, when it's really just like shoot your digital and submit yourself. But a lot of times you like booking yourself on a little test photo shoot, whether it's free or not, doesn't matter. It's the fact that when the makeup artist does your makeup, if this makeup artist is doing Instagram beat, contour, lashes, shadow colors, giving Housewives of Atlanta, and then the photographer comes and retouches over that, you don't even look like yourself anymore.
Right.
The agency, and it could be a beautiful photo still,
right.
and the agency's going to say, do you have anything with a little less makeup?
Yeah.
When you look at the magazine publications, those girls, they were definitely retouched, but they look like they have no makeup on.
Like no make. The trick is looking like you didn't even try and just woke up. You know what I mean? Like a simple foundation, even is fine. Maybe no mascara sometimes. If you want to go over it once, don't draw in your eyebrows. Just kind of leave it natural. Look beautiful. Let it kind of show who you are. Because the trick is a client wants to look at you and be able to think of all the creative things they can do to you. If you already have a very solid like weave in, it's like they can't even imagine what you would look like without it. Or, like they can't imagine you with a hat on your head. Like they can't imagine it. But that was great advice, and I really appreciate you coming and giving some of your tools and your advice for the people that came. And I'm really glad, like you just showed up, like she did. She showed up. I DM'd you, and you actually showed up, and the conversation was great, you know, and it was useful, and we both were just being honest and giving you the blunt truth. So any last words that you have to say for the people?
I will say, if you're an aspiring model, study your craft, invest in yourself, and work on being self-affirming. Don't worry about other people's opinions. Don't worry about what anybody thinks about you wanting to be a model, because most people don't know nothing about modeling, so they shouldn't be able to tell you that that can't be a career and that it's not, you know, worth you trying to go for it. And otherwise, if you need help with anything, you can always swing my way, and I can get you together.
Perfect.
Thank you so much. This was so much fun.
Of course. Well, signing out, you guys. Bye.